帰宅した兄様からクロさんの甘い香りがいたしましたね。
Even though I'm about to get in big trouble for this, well, not what I'm about to say, but because Michiru can fucking sense whatever the fuck she can. But have I ever told you guys Michiru's my favorite character? Oh god. That night, Michiru suddenly came into my room and spoke a single sentence which made me hit freeze on the spot. Ooh, oh, no, hold on, there's a good reason for that.
何を敬語になっているのですか?
Well, maybe because, I can't lie to you, Michiru. I don't want to.
前科はありますよね。クロさんとは距離を置くと言ってましたのに。
I don't want to lie if I don't have to.
自分に正直であることは美徳です。
Well, it's too late. We already lied to them. I guess you know better than anyone. You always have been honest with yourself about literally everything. I whispered that sentence under my breath, hoping she wouldn't hear it.
当然、私は自分が一番マイペースであることを自覚しています。だからこそ、頭ごなしに他人の意見を否定しません。
You heard me?
耳が良いもので。
If you're trying to whisper anything and Michiru's in the room, she can fucking hear you, man. She grinned.
だから、私個人では兄様のすることを止めはしません。そもそも私は兄様に逆らうことができませんからね。
See, Michiru's always on my side, no matter what. No matter what, you fuckers! Do you understand what I'm doing? She was definitely in on something I wasn't. My brow furrowed at her words.
私たちがしてほしくないことをなさろうとしている。つまり、兄様が命を落としかけたという夕暮れのモノレールに戻ろうとしている。兄様こそ、もうお気づきなのでしょ?
Michiru smiled. The very fact that the smile was not receding from her face was the clear signal of all that she was worried about what I was doing and ow, my ear! So, that quote-quote girlfriend who was with me on the monorail, there's a possibility it could have been Crow, isn't there? That was my answer. Crow had been stripped of her original purpose as the goddess' method of communication with humans, because she had become more friendly with humans than was necessary, which was why the goddess's true form had appeared before me. For her to kill a part of herself was meaningless, so she wished to kill me instead. Such was the simplistic fashion in which she made decisions. I had no proof that this method of thinking was really how she thought, but it certainly made sense.
やっぱり私たちと同じ結論に達していましたか?
By rest of us, do you mean yourself, Misaki, and Mayu?
はい。
It wasn't all that surprising for those three to be involved. Rather, it was the other two girls' names not being mentioned that was surprising. Perhaps it was only because they were in a different grade level. But Didi and Makoto were the exceptions. So if you don't intend to stop me, did you only come here to say that to me?
いいえ。兄様がすることを止めはしませんが、私は私たちのすることを確認しに来たのです。
We must kill Crow. Dun 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 dun! No. Huh?
兄様を救うための手段ですよ。
Oh god. Have you thought of something?
アイディアだけならいくつかは。
It's Michiru. She always has all sorts of ideas. I quietly listened to her. If she had an idea that would save my life without exposing me to danger, that would be perfect for me too.
まず、兄様の持っている時計を壊すことができれば、神様はもう二度と出てこれないのではないですか?
I feel like that just pissed her off, to be honest with you. Oh, I see what you mean. It was a terribly simple idea. But that won't work at all. You can't just destroy the watch. Not because I won't let you, but because this watch is physically unbreakable. The pocket watch would turn back time if it was broken, and for an hour after that, it would be completely unbreakable no matter what you did. It was protected by the power of time.
そうですか。まあ、それで解決するなら、兄様がもうしているだろうとは、私たちも考えましたが。
I mean, the only time it, like, quote, quote, broke and it was left that way for a little bit was when me and Michiru broke the watch. But it eventually repairs itself. It is a self-repairing watch.
壊せないのなら、遠くに捨ててくるのはどうです？
Oh, we throw it in the ocean like we did Makoto's watch. Maybe that'd work if you threw the pocket watch into the sea, but something terrible could happen once I let go of the pocket watch, and by then I'll have sealed my fate, since I won't be able to turn back time anymore. It's like a catch-20. Basically, once I have the power of time in the palm of my hand, I'd never want to lose it again because you never know what could happen.
私たちも同じ結論に達しています。
Say, by we, I'm guessing you just mean Mayu for the most part?
はい、そうです。
Ha! Because she's the genius of the group. Should have guessed it.
では、時計ではなく、クロさんがいなくなったらどうです？
Oh no! Michiru, I was only joking about the killing. What? That was a shock to hear.
アイディアとして思いついただけのことと、先に断りを入れておきますが。
I mean, yeah.
時計ではなく、クロさんは。
Stop right now. I cut Michiru off before she could finish her sentence. I don't care if it's just an idea. Fuck that.
わかりました。兄様が気を悪くされたのなら、すみません。
Well, you're talking about, like, making my love interest disappear. That's pretty messed up. Michiru quietly bowed her head. However, there was a fierce determination in Michiru's unseeing eyes.
その反応でしたら、可能性はあるということですね。
Is that something you managed to confirm?
兄様を救うためでしたら、どんな手段であろうと、さまつなことです。
Damn it, my head's spinning. Doesn't that sound like a declaration of war? So in all actuality, how motivated are you to do this, Michiru? Do you really intend to take action against Crow? I was going to give her a stern warning if she said yes, but Michiru just shrugged her shoulders.
実際のところでは、全くピンときておりません。
Maybe, maybe not. It all depends on how things go.
私の基準で言えば、クロさんを亡き者にすることには、さほど抵抗はありません。
Ooh, well, I'm gonna fucking object right there. Your perspective's scaring the shit out of me here.
まあまあ。しかし、クロさんに手を出せば、兄様に嫌われること間違いなしですから。私にとっては、こちらの方が問題です。
Cheers, doomed either way. Anything she does will make me upset, and she never wants that. Just so we're on the same page, even if it'd be in the name of saving my life, you're not gonna do anything to stop Crow?
私、兄様に嫌われたまま生きていくくらいなら、兄様に好かれたまま共に命を落とす方が好みです。
Ooh, that is the one thing she doesn't want, is to just for me to hate her guts. Bravo! The fapping clap has returned. I was a bit shocked, but I was actually grateful to hear that. Her own degenerate morality had turned back on itself and became virtuous, like some kind of Ouroboros. There we go. Honestly, I didn't expect nothing less from my little sister.
お褒めに預かり光栄です。
So, was that it?
以上です。
Okay, get out of my room. Or stay for the... I mean, no. Sorry to drag you into all this. She kind of dragged herself into this. I owe her an apology. In the end, this entire dilemma had all started with the pocket watch. With Kronos' clock.
兄様から何か言っておくことはないのですか？
well, to you I should say, I hope I can count on you. Honestly, despite everything that's happened with Crow, I still like you, and I definitely have a soft spot for my little sister. So please don't be too hard on me.
かしこまりました。
He loves all these women. Michiru responded with a slow nod and a voice whose true feelings I was unable to discern.
ところで、兄様、クロさんに手を出されるのなら、もう私に手を出し直しても問題ないということではありませんか？
God damn it, Michiru. I love her so much. Go back to your room!
私はとても寂しいので、久しぶりに兄様と添い寝したかっただけなのですが。
Oh, get over here. I don't have the will to let you do that right now. Oh, come on! I had to prevent myself from getting into that situation since I wouldn't be able to resist her if it actually happened.
その答えが聞ければ、今日のところは十分ですね。
I mean, nothing would have happened other than a little cuddling. What's wrong with cuddling? I mean, it would have escalated.
それでは、みちるは一人寂しくシーツを濡らして寝ます。
How are you gonna... never mind. I don't want to know. Oh, I'm sure everyone wants to know.
おやすみなさいませ。
King. Yeah, good night. Okay, bye. While keeping my guard up, I watched her leave the room and close the door. Yeesh. So I look up at the ceiling? I sighed as I laid back down on the bed. My gaze idly wandered across the ceiling. Michiru's fragrance still lingered in the room, and it smells just wonderful. Up until now, I had thought that things would progress peacefully, since the only problem was whether or not I was willing to risk my life, but now I was starting to realize that all the girls who had been my reliable allies for so long could soon become obstructions to me. They're just too damn reliable. That was almost funny in itself. Just as Didi had said, Michiru wasn't all that dangerous owing to her honesty. Mayu was safe too. Didi could have been dangerous in a way, given her obstinance about following through on any decision she made. But she had already given me her support, because no matter what, Didi's the ultimate wingman. In that case, it really was just Misaki and Makoto who could end up causing all sorts of trouble for me. I guess I'll have to double check a little something tomorrow. What could come of it? I unconsciously grimaced as I muttered to myself. Something's gotta give here, I just know it. Despite complaining to myself, for some reason I was looking forward to it. I don't know about that one. I don't know, man. Is it gonna happen? Is the thing gonna yep, there it is. Oh my god. I was like transforming. The next day, entering the classroom, I spotted Makoto right away. Hi! I thought about casually chatting with some of the other girls, but Makoto and Didi had already made a fuss about me the other day. And though it turned out to not be that big of a problem in the end, it was still too late for me to chat up any of the other girls. Hi! Good morning, Makoto!
Ohayo, ohayo!
She's always so adorable. Well, except when she's in Yakuza mode. You must be in a good mood today, Makoto.
私も?
I mean, me too. Wait. Oh! It's just that Michiru was in a good mood too.
みちるちゃんはいつだってご機嫌でしょ?
At least she puts on the front that she is. I suppose so. After saying hello and making small talk, we got to the main topic of conversation. By the way, there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
ここだとまずい?
If possible, I'd like to talk elsewhere where no one else is around.
告白かな?
Quite possibly, but we'll just have to find out later, won't we? And then she just walks away. She literally just walked away after saying that. Makoto jokingly said that out loud so that other people would overhear her. Of course she did. Of course she did. And then went out into the hallway. Of course, having gotten their attention, all my classmates ended up directing glares at me. I just shrugged. Wish me luck, I guess. I chased after Makoto with people behind me cheering me on. She didn't say where we'd meet up, but I had a pretty good hunch of where Makoto would be. At the roof? Brain? Yep. Should have guessed.
何が？
Nothing. I just had a feeling it'd be on the rooftop.
そりゃまあね。裸になっても大丈夫なくらい人はいないし。特に朝は。
We already have those memories logged in our memory banks. Makoto waved her hand in the air.
ホームルームまでそんなに時間ないし。用事はクロちゃんのこと？
I'm just gonna come right out and say this. The chair and the others had an idea that could potentially be dangerous for Crow. You're not in league with them, are you?
ああ、そういうことね。ようやくあの3人も動き始めたんだ。
But like Makoto's the bro of this route. Makoto sounded surprised to hear me say that. Her reaction made it quite clear that she wasn't conspiring with the others. I didn't think she was. You started to notice a change in Crow a while ago, didn't you? It was Makoto who had predicted I'd throw my own life away for someone else's sake, after all.
まさかその相手がクロちゃんになるとは思ってなかったけど。
What? You were thinking it'd be you?
うんにゃ。美咲ちゃんあたりだと思ってた。
Ha! She's the one I like the least! Nothing wrong with Misaki. I don't normally tend to like soon. She's like super soon, and though this was a serious matter, Makoto treated it as carefree as ever. Something didn't seem right, but I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was. I decided to investigate a little further. Now that I know you're not in league with them, I need to ask this. Do you intend to try and stop me? Ooh. Makoto's shoulders tensed up a little bit at my question, as if her casual, easygoing attitude had changed.
どうしようかなとは考えてたよ、正直。私もレイ君のことが好きだし。
We got to remember, every single one of these girls also like us too. Because all of our memories with them actually happened. Well, in their mind, they have the memories of it, so...
感情と理性の問題なんだよね。
Reason against emotion.
理性ではレイ君を応援したくて、感情ではレイ君を止めたい。
So, which one of those viewpoints is winning out right now?
趣味の分もあるから、理性かな。
Your hobbies?
人気映画とかでさ、出入りに向かう主人公を泣いて止めようとする女性とかいるけど、あれの主人公が理性で、女性が感情なんだよ。そういう場面で私がどっちを好きかはわかるでしょ。
Oh, right, I understand. It was almost too easy to understand the example. Besides, didn't she give me a similar kind of example before as well? Surely isn't those kind of films, I suppose. Alright, thanks. Let's just hope your reason wins out.
知的な誠ちゃんに任せて。
Yeah, right. Right. That was quite an unbelievable response she gave, but it was good enough for me. After all, homeroom was just about to start. Ooh, we got to chat up with Misaki now, too. Oof. It's probably going to be worse. When we returned to the classroom, all eyes were on me and Makoto. With an unshakable grin, I made a show of ostensious crossing my arms in front of everyone. A small commotion of voices rang out.
何これ?
Not understanding the meaning, what I'd just done, Makoto cocked her head to the side in confusion. I almost pity those poor schmucks. Oh boy. Where am I going? Oh, I'm looking up at the sky? Alright. And then, looking for my next prey, I messaged Mayu and Misaki and asked them for lunch.
何を言っておるのだ?
Oh, okay. Nothing. Well, I was hoping Misaki would show, but looks like she's not going to. Having eaten a sizable portion of my own lunch, I glanced around again to be sure. Also, why is fucking Dee Dee's music playing? Oh, because she's here.
美咲ちゃんは体調が悪いから外で食べるのはやめるって言ってましたけど。
The crow's like fucking annoyed as fuck face.
集まった時にもクエスチョンしてましたよね。
Well, I guess that's how it is then. I had a hunch that Misaki was fibbing about, not feeling well. But in fact, she must have been actively avoiding me. But she was still the only one left whom I needed to clear up things with. I was more worried about her than any of the other girls at this point, since she was clearly sulking about something.
それにしてもクロちゃんは可愛いです
Isn't
ね。
she? Everyone agrees so.
ん？なんだ急に。
I really don't know. Mayu just says words.
いえ、なんだかこう先輩なのに私と同じサイズなせいで親近感が湧いてしまって。
We're the same. We are people.
それに私たちの常識とはまるで違う知識を持っているので話していて面白いのです。
他のものにはないお主の察しの良さは我が輩にとっても心地よい。
Uh-huh. If you're talking about size, then Misagi wouldn't be... Oh.
あって何ですか？あって。
Oh, whoa, hold. I never witnessed the likes of that death glare from Mayu before.
まさしくクロさんは私たちと同じサイズなのです。
No, she is not.
透明ですね。
ミユはともかく DD は我が輩より背が高いだろう。
I was gonna say, also chest size, Dee still got you guys beat.
気にしないでください。イエス！そのままのクロさんでいてください。
Oh my god. I can see something strangely wistful in the smiles they wore.
それより性格的にバランスの良い2人が揃っているから質問したいのだが。
何ですか？
Balance each other out. God damn it.
お答えできることならば。
むしろお主ら2人が最高の相手だな。片やご主人の最初の相手であり片や言い名付けだ。
She had to go and say that before I could even stop her.
人を好きになるというのはどのようなものなのだ？
Oh my god. Crow, why?
それって。
Oh Jesus. No, no, no!
私はクロさんのことが好きですよ。
I love you, Dee Dee.
聞き方が悪かった。男を好きになるということはお主たちにはどういうものなのだ？
It's like, it's just me being like, I'm right here, you know.
What?
I love whenever the what just happens. Dee Dee was surprised, but Mayu was already gazing at Crow with an intensely serious expression. Oh, Jesus!
人を好きになる意味を他人に説明することはできますが、それを理解してもらうのは難しいです。それはきっと人間が一人一人ずっと問い続けていることだから。答えはありません。
She's right, you know. There's never an answer.
ただその気持ちが自分の中にあると気づいた時にはもう遅いんです。それに気づいた時が人を好きになった時です。
Mayu's soft-spoken words left enough of an impact to make me completely forget about the blazing heat. She had not worded it sharply. Rather, she spoke with the gentleness of a clear and flowing stream. Dee Dee had also clammed up, listening intently to Mayu's effort at explaining. Then, like always, a great big smile appeared on her face.
確かにいつの間にかですね。そして止められないものです。
そうか。真摯に話してくれたことに感謝する。
Crow nodded. Oh, I'm looking up at the sky. I was a bit worried that this would end poorly, but it seemed Crow had been right to ask them for advice. Maybe I'm being overprotective of Crow? Maybe there's some kind of unconscious wish I have to want a girl to be reliant on me? If I want her to be independent, she'll need to learn how to be independent from me as well.
何を考えておるのだ？似合わぬぞ。
I think about a lot of things in this head of mine. Ooh! Crow was gazing curiously at my face, and really close to it apparently. Even I think about stuff sometimes, so don't say it doesn't suit me.
おお。
Crow's face was too close, so I pushed her away. Yeesh, aren't you quite the upstanding student?
もっと褒めるがよい。
Try learning about sarcasm. I gave her a flick on the forehead, then heaved a sigh. Babysitting's such a pain in the ass. Only sometimes. Depends. Oh no. Where am I going? Space Marines? Okay, no Space Marines. Good. Whew. Soon enough, school concluded for the day. Since Misaki was the last person on whose intentions I wasn't clear, I casually strolled in the direction of the first-year classrooms. She's not going to be there. I could have called her, texted her, but I didn't want to ignore her or misinterpret me, so I figured a face-to-face discussion was the best. Then...
あら、こんなところで兄様の匂いがしますが、私の望んだ幻想でしょうか。
This is the first time we've actually seen, like, it zoomed out at least this far on this pose for Michiru. Look at her. You can even see her fucking parasol down here. I like it. I likes it. Unfortunately, I'm the genuine article, and there's no shortage of misfortune with you around too, in more ways than one.
残念美人って愛嬌があって良いと思います。
I concur. Encountering mice and I said that right. I said that right too. What the fuck? Encountering my sister in the hallway. I gave her a pat on the head, then asked a question of her. By the way, is Misaki in there?
あら、美咲さんに用事でしたか。
Michiru turned her attention toward the classroom for a moment, then turned back to me.
美咲さんなら体調が悪いと早々に帰られましたよ。
I hope she could just she just sensed all of that, by the way. Oh, she wasn't really feeling well, was she?
ミユさんの言葉でですが、美咲さんは今日はずっと青い顔をされていたそうです。
Oh, I feel like that's in part because of me. I see. Well, I guess there's nothing I can do about that.
もしかしたら兄様は美咲さんの不在で放課後のあてがなくなりましたか？
Not really. Come on, we could always do more mature dates, right, guys? Let me guess. You want to walk home with me?
私のことをお嫌いでなければお供させてください。もしくは大好きでしたら家に帰さないでください。
Unfortunately, Michiru, it's no longer your route. We've had that. You even have those memories, so I'm sorry, but I had to go home whether you like it or whether I like you or not.
あら、残念。
God damn it. Oh. Michiru smiled as she latched onto my arm.
でも初めてはやはり家がいいですわね。
Jesus Christ. How many times has Michiru just fucking baffled me? I love her though. Oh god. Chilling in my room. Of course, that didn't happen. Once we got home, I dropped Michiru off in the main building and then loafed around in my room. If I'm alone with her too long, she'll probably just get a little carried away. These summer days after school are the best, especially when the sun is still out. Putting that aside, I found myself fondly remembering the days when I would rush home quickly after school to see little Michiru. Oh. A happy past and a happy future. The depression just suddenly kicked in. Dee Dee and Crow weren't around, so I had nothing else to do. Tests were coming up, and even though normally I would do at least some cursory studying, this time around I didn't need to study or anything. Fuck that! No studying needed. Oh, that's right. I just remembered something I was intending to do. Putting Crow's watch in my pocket, I then stuffed every bit of tangible cash I had on me into my wallet. What? Since I had time to kill, I needed to buy scratch tickets to save up some money. This process could only be repeated once per hour, and I had to quickly turn back time within 5 minutes every time I bought a ticket, so it kept me surprisingly busy. Oh. Stepping out of the house at the front gate, I stopped and pulled out my phone. I might as well send Misaki a message. I heard you weren't feeling so hot, so try and not push yourself. Just relax for now so you'll feel better. And sent. Maybe my message was overtly serious, but this wasn't a time to be joking about things like this either. I expected Misaki to reply right away like she usually does, but there was no response. She asleep or something? What? She is. Listen, I'm not getting good vibes from this, guys. It would have been perfect if she had asked me to come visit her. Whatever. I've resumed walking in the direction of the shopping district. I'm gonna be at this literally all day, but it won't be all day because fucking timey-wimey bullshit. Okay, it is all day. Hi! Then a few hours later... I guess this makes a 3,000 yen profit. That's not even a lot. What? Brain. Having played the scratch tickets at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock respectively, I verified my total gains. Since I didn't have that much money to start with, I could only make a little bit at a time unless I ended up hitting the jackpot, which could have been fairly plausible with, you know, the fact that we could turn back time. God, 1 ticket per hour? That is... Can't I just, like, do multiples an hour? I've never done timey-wimey bullshit. Well, I'm still enjoying it. Plus, I'm already bending the rules, so I can't complain. But anyway, the sun had set by this point, so I had to get home. I wonder if Dee Dee and Crow are nearby. Hoping that we could walk home together if they were close by, I sent them both texts asking them where they were. This time, the replies came immediately. Dee Dee was already back at the house, but Crow was on her way to Central Park. They're not together? Alright. I texted Dee Dee back, I'll be home soon. Then I texted Crow back, I'm over in the shopping district. Want to walk home with me? Once again, I got a reply very quickly. ... Upon reading the aforesaid message, I suddenly had a very bad feeling about things. Wait, what? Oh, shit. I started to walk. Oh, God. A few steps later, I was power walking, and a few steps later, I was running. Oh, okay. Here's my theory. I'm just I feel like Misaki is having a little bit of a meeting with Crow right now. Am I right? The message Crow had sent me was as follows.
美咲に呼ばれたから、その後でな。
Son of a bitch! Why do I have to be right all the time? I mean, most of the time. I'm always wrong, though, so... By the time I got to Central Park, I was seriously out of breath. I felt an incredible chill. I don't like this. It was as if all the sweat on my body had evaporated in a single instant. Jesus Christ. I looked around, but I didn't see Crow or Misaki anywhere nearby because they're probably secretly hiding somewhere where things can't be seen. I tried to pick up the pace again, but my legs were so tired and cramped I could barely do anything more than just walk. Man, oh, Jesus. I'm out of shape for this. If I make it out of this whole dilemma with my life, I'm taking up jogging. Then, somewhere a little ways away from the plaza, 2 short figures in the distance caught my eye. Isn't Misaki like a little taller than...
すまぬ。遅くなった。
Fucking goddamn it. Evidently, Crow had just arrived herself. Are we... Ooh.
いえ、急に呼び出したのは私ですから。
Fucking takes out a knife and just stab... Oh, no.
何？メールをくれた友人の頼みだ。気にするでない。
友人。
Oh, you're just making this worse, Crow. I hesitated, unsure if I should call out to them. No, we're gonna hide in the bushes for a little bit. I saw that Crow was proactively engaging Misaki in conversation, so I decided that even without me there, I could trust her.
それで、要件は何だ？
Your death. No!
ちょっと話があったんだけど。
Nah, death one. They're just gonna chat, gonna talk.
何でも聞くがよい。
They're gonna hash this out, and we'll see how this goes.
なんか堂々としてるわね。
It's because Crow doesn't know feelings.
そうか？誰かと話すというのは面白い。お主とは1対1で話したこともないしな。
She's right, you know. She hasn't really talked to Misaki, like, all too much.
良い機会だろう。
そう。そうね。
さっきからどうしたのだ？
Guys, I'm scared.
何か言いにくいことか？夕飯に間に合うなら待てるが。そうだ、もしよければ先に我が輩の質問に答えてくれぬか。
Oh, Crow, if you start fast that fucking question again,
何？
I will fucking destroy you.
お主にとって人を好きになるというのはどういうことだ？
God damn it, she asked the question, now I have to destroy her. Crow asked the same question she had previously asked of Didi and Mayu. I found myself thinking back on when I'd ask people around me what they would do if they were able to turn back time. It seemed to be the same kind of thing Crow was doing.
人を好きに？
お主はご主人のことを今でも好きなのだろう。
She's so happy when she's talking. Misaki looked directly at Crow and gave a nod so slight that I wouldn't have noticed it at all if I hadn't been closely watching her.
我が輩が見てきた限り、ご主人に最も一般的な、いや、かなり情熱的で変質的で分かりやすい行為を示しておったのはお主だ。その気持ちを我が輩に教えてほしい。
私の気持ちを。
This is gonna go real bad. Real bad. You see that look in her eyes? You see that? I don't like this.
どうして？
Oh God.
いろいろあって我が輩も人間として生きてい。
Oh God. It's coming.
どうして先輩なの？
God. Shit. Crow was interrupted by Misaki's viciously bitter rant mumbling. Both her hands trembled, clenched tightly into fists. Oh, Jesus. Crow furrowed her brow.
先輩？ご主人のことか？我が輩の質問と何の関係が？
私にとっての全てよ。先輩も恋も友達もバイオリンも家族も何かじゃなくて何もかもが私の全て。全部で私。そうやって切り離せないものが大事なもので、何かを好きになるって気持ちよ。
感謝する。お主の言葉が最も心がこもっていると感じることができた。
あなたは私の話を聞いていたの？
もちろん。どうした？
私は先輩を切り離すことのできない大事なものだって言ったのよ。
だから分かって。
Oh boy. Jesus Christ. Saki suddenly screamed out and grabbed Crow by the shoulders. No! The whole time I couldn't even speak. Tears were spilling from her eyes. Not my eyes. I mean, maybe. Seeing Masaki's emotions boil over without warning like that. Crow froze where she stood. Even if it would have blown my cover, I was tempted to rush to her aid. But I stopped myself before I could. Why did I stop myself? It took my mind longer to process the answer to that question than my reflexes did. The problem unfolding before me right now was one which was inexorably bound to happen, sooner or later. And more than anything, I still trusted Misaki. Ooh, well, that's She's asking everyone. It's fine. Oh no.
あなたのせいじゃないけど
Misaki's fingers dug into Crow's shirt as she grabbed the poor girl's shoulders in a vice-like grip.
先輩が自分に好意を向けてくれてるってとっくに分かってるはずでしょ。違う、そうじゃない。
Misaki shut her eyes and shook her head. Then, managing to quell her previously disconsolate emotions, she stared directly into Crow's eyes.
人を好きになるってことがどういうことかなんて本当の問題じゃないでしょ。大事なことはあなたがどうして今それを知りたくなったのかよ。何？人の話なんか聞いて回っても世界中のどこを探しても答えは見つからない。それは自分の中にあるのよ。あなたの中に。あなたはもう自分が先輩を好きだって気持ちに気づいているはずよ。だから私はあなたを許せない。先輩の優しさに甘えてるだけだから。でもあなた憎めない。あなたは私だもの。私たちの好きなあの人はそういう人だもの。何があってもあなたの気持ちに先輩は応えてしまう。
Misaki's words trailed off. Crow, too, had nothing more to say. God damn. Okay. Whew. Misaki gently took her hands off Crow's shoulders, then wiped the tears from her face.
すっきりした。
Back to normal!
私はみちるや誠先輩や DD 先輩みたいに強くないから言いたいことは言っておきたかったの。それが用事よ。悪かったわね。
As if remaining there was uncomfortable, Misaki said her piece and then quickly ran away. Well, had it been Michiru or Makoto, they probably would have turned in the direction of where I was hiding as they ran off. But as I expected, Misaki didn't seem to clue into my presence at all. I hadn't even noticed that I was holding my breath until then. I let out a sigh. Even just from watching all that, my fist was clenched nervously. I put my left hand on the balled-up fist of my right hand, rubbing it until I could uncurl my fingers. Oh, I'll need to apologize to Misaki. Oh, I'm gonna look up at the sky real quick. No. If anything, I need to be thankful. Thank you. That's what I ought to say to her. There were no other words aside from those I could even think of saying to her. Then I looked back in front of me again. Crow was still standing there in astonishment, gazing in the direction of where Misaki had run off to. Her face was expressionless, and I had no idea what she might have been thinking about. I was tempted to call out to her, but I decided to give her a little longer to think. Crow continued to gaze into the distance, and I continued to watch. Time passed by in silence. It was as though I decided to wait until the sun had completely gone down. Just another long summer's dusk. And then...
Hi.
Oh, Jesus Christ! At the same time, a cheerful voice rang out. I felt a fist being driven into my side. Ah! I fell to the ground for reasons I did not understand, and when I hastily tried to pick myself up, I couldn't move. Intense pain ran through the side of my abdomen. What the f...
美咲ちゃんも甘い
Oh, the perpetually carefree voice. Makoto!
な。遊びに来たよ。
Oh, I don't like playing. Makoto smiled wildly. This was bad. I didn't know for sure what was bad, but I knew right away that there definitely was something bad about the situation.
ご主人。
Crow, help. Hearing the commotion, Crow turned her gaze to us. I had to do something, but the sharp pain in my side prevented me from moving. I took the bog watch and smashed it upon the ground. Ooh. Oh, okay, well. Is it, oh. This,
あなたはつらい。
oh, that's during this whole fucking thing.
どうして私にそんなことを聞くの？
Oh, this is, Makoto, what the fuck? Feeling the pain disappear, hearing Misaki screaming, I knew I had rewound time by 5 minutes once more. Does that mean Makoto was watching me this whole time? I was tempted to watch that scene play out all over again, but right now it was more important to take precautions against my future attacker. What the hell was Makoto doing? I didn't understand! Nevertheless, I had to move somewhere else. She's watching you, though. Making sure that the girls ahead didn't notice me, I headed back in the direction of the park. Okay. Makoto! After checking to make sure there was no one else around, I yelled out her name.
あれ、よく気づいたね。
Well, I didn't. Makoto seemingly appeared out of thin air.
あんなに気になる会話を無視して場所を変えたってことは、もしかしてクロちゃんの時計を使ったのかな？
You're damn right I did. Well, appear out of thin air, huh? Oof. What the fuck is going on?
いや、私5分後のレイ君が体験したことを知らないから答えられないんだけど。
Well, I sure don't know either. You showed up right out of nowhere and whooped my ass!
そういうのも私らしいのかな？
Yeah, I'd probably do that. At my accusation, Makoto nodded as if it hadn't fazed her at all. Then she
と
smiled.
にかく、レイ君、時計ちょうだい。
Hey, hold on a second. Don't touch my watch. Huh?
時計。
No. Why? What are you talking about? I looked at her suspiciously, but the smile on her face while she spoke never wavered.
その時計を持ってるとね、レイ君に不幸なことが起こるから、私にちょうだい。
Oh, this is what I was doing to her in her route, pretty much. Dot, 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 dot. Haven't I heard that somewhere before? Isn't that what I said back to you when you started acting strangely?
事実、あの時とは正反対の状況でしょ？
I guess you're right. I couldn't deny that she had a point, but that was only making me more suspicious. Still, even if that's the case, didn't you say that before that you'd support me?
理性が勝ってるうちはって言ったじゃん。
Oh, hell. Makoto? Seeing Makoto acting this strangely, I couldn't help but furrow my brow. Wait a minute. I could recall when Makoto acted like this before. Yup. Don't tell me. Uh-huh.
これなんだ？
Well, shit. This is bad. Just as she had done somewhere in my memories, Makoto produced a pocket watch in her hand. I reflexively patted my pocket to make sure that I still had my own watch. It was Loki's watch. Why do you have that? Didn't we throw it into the sea? No, we didn't, because this is a different time! Wait, that's it! I clicked my tongue when I figured it out. When we had gone back in time.
そう、今はまだこの時計は私のうちの蔵にあったわけ。
You're doing this again? Why? At the realization of the whole incident coming back to bite me in the ass, a sense of vertigo washed over me.
どんな手段を使ってでも、どんな犠牲を払ってでも、レイ君を助けたい。
Ooh, I don't like any of this that's happening to me right now.
そのために理性が邪魔だった。邪魔なものは黙らせればいい。それが城之内の流儀だからね。
Ooh, Makoto swung the watch in front of my face.
単純でしょ？
I mean, it is, but I don't like it. Dot, 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 dot. If Makoto were operating on raw emotion, then there was nothing left to say to her. How long had she been carrying that watch around her for now? Well, probably quite some time. Given her attitude, she certainly didn't just find it yesterday. Yup, that's what... Because this took time to corrupt her. Well, corrupt her. quote, quote. Earlier today, when she was grinning in the classroom, she must have already been feeling the watch's effects. In other words, Makoto must have predicted things would come to this from some point near the beginning of this timeline. Wait a minute. Wouldn't this mean... I put aside the idea that came into my mind, opting instead to glare back at Makoto as she stood before me. The real question isn't how this happened. I should really be asking why. I found myself asking the same kind of question Misaki had asked Crow. Why did she have to turn violent against me? And furthermore, why did it have to be Makoto? The smile disappeared from her face.
私だけが他の子たちと違って続きだからだよ。クロちゃんと同じっていうのも皮肉だけど。
What?
私はレイ君に人を好きになる気持ちを教えてもらった。好きな人と離れたくないって子供みたいに泣きわめいて苦しい気持ちを教えてもらった。女の子にしてもらった。それでやっと泣いた分以上の喜びをもらえるって時に今の状況になっちゃったからね。
Uh-huh. She really was just like Crow. And the way that she would do anything to accomplish something she set on made her just like me as well. As a result, Makoto, once the first ally I ever gained, now stood before me as my final enemy. She had come full circle. So what are you gonna do with Crow's watch?
壊す方法を探すか。それがダメなら遠くに捨ててくるよ。誰の手も届かない場所へ。
Far away. You mean the sea again? In the middle of my sentence, Makoto's form disappeared. Teleportation. Uh-huh. Wait, I was about to start glancing all around me, but that was unnecessary because Makoto was standing right next to me. I felt a tap on my shoulder. What? How'd you teleport without ending up naked? That was my first question.
脱げないように訓練してたからね。
Oh. Uh-huh. Makoto cocked her head to the side.
やっぱり時計には力が効かないか。
Oh god. I took a hasty step backwards. I suddenly remembered. Makoto's power not only allowed her to teleport instantly without losing her clothes now, but also allowed her to move small objects that were in her immediate vicinity as well.
じゃあ本当に実力行使しかないね。
And I guess there's no choice but for me to run. Oh boy. Makoto's form disappeared once again. I turned a full 360-degree circle, looking everywhere, but she was nowhere to be seen. This time, she hadn't appeared in my blind spot. She must have teleported somewhere distant so she could watch me until she saw an opening. How can you use that watch as many times as you want, but I can't do anything with mine? You cheating motherfucker! I yelled out in protest, but naturally it was futile. I look up at the sky real quick. I had already turned back time once, so all I could do was try to keep my guard up and keep moving. Ooh! Ah! I sensed something behind me, but before I could even turn around, I felt a heavy blow in my side, just like last time. Oh! I didn't even have time to feel the pain. I felt for her reaching for my pocket, so I continued rolling in the direction her blow had thrown me, anything to get away. You're not doing yourself any favors by getting violent with me! I screamed at Makoto as I finally jumped to my feet. There was absolute pity in her eyes.
私だってこんなことしたくないし、手加減も難しいから早めにギブアップしてほしいんだけどな。
Yeah, you can't control your strength, but I can control me getting the shit kicked out of me. Then she disappeared. I grabbed my side and staggered around. I couldn't let myself stay in one place for too long. As long as I kept moving, I would be able to manage, even if she jumped me. Oh god, everything's so wavy. I could feel pain in my knees and elbows, and I was well aware of a number of cuts and bruises on me as well. My one saving grace was how Makoto didn't want this to become a grappling match, combined with the fact that she was trying not to hurt me more than she needed to. Well, I guess I'm fucked no matter what I do. Ah! Shit! This time, my legs were swept out from under me, and my vision was turned on its head. Even after sudden leg sweeps, if I rolled as I fell and then jumped to my feet, I could at least stop her from pinning me down. Ah! That process repeated itself a few times, and the dizziness I felt from spinning and tumbling on the ground was starting to feel worse than the actual pain. No one would come if I yelled for help, and even if someone did, Makoto wouldn't show herself to them. Even running all the way back to my house would be futile. I can't win. When Makoto first tried to take my watch, I figured she must have been going easy on me because she was overconfident. Now that she hardly seemed overconfident at all, I couldn't think of any way to counter her strength. And after being knocked to the ground so many times, my head was starting to get numb. I wished for an opportunity to catch my breath. My brain needed more oxygen. But I had to keep up with this physically aggressive waltz for just a little longer. Crow, help! Yeah, 'cause she's gonna fucking... I suddenly realized at some point that nothing was happening any longer. I hardly knew up from down as I staggered along, but I was just glad I could take a moment to breathe.
前にも話したけど、人気映画でさ。
Fuck you and your chivalry films! Before I knew it, Makoto was standing right in front of me.
命を捨てても義理を果たそうとする男の人を泣いて止めようとする女の人の気持ちがわからなかったんだよね。今までは。
Oh.
でも今はわかるんだよね。わかっちゃうんだよね。
Hey, Makoto. I needed to buy myself some time with idle conversation. Perfect plan! Alright! Do you really think taking the watch away is gonna make me give up on Crow?
まあ、そのくらいじゃ諦めないよね。
That's why we'll kill her. No! You fucker. If you knew all that all along, why'd you have to toy with me like that?
うんにゃ、最終的には腕か足の骨でも折るつもりだから、これで諦めてくれたらラッキーかなって。
Yeah, well, yeah, take more than that. Break my arm.
時計をどうにかできなくても、レイ君を夏が終わるまでどこかに監禁しておけば、最悪の可能性はなくせるしね。
I mean, that's kind of creepy, but you're kind of right. Oh, it's like that fucking that one book. Yanderis aren't even in fashion anymore. Ah! Makoto disappeared again, and a second later, I was on the ground with my arm twisted behind my back. No! It happened in an instant. My face was being ground into the dirt, and I felt the pain of her knee being driven into my back, so my movement was completely restricted.
ごめんね、レイ君。謝りはしておくから。
No! Don't break my arm! I need that for everything! A chill ran down my spine. I hadn't been taking Makoto's words seriously. I'd previously believed she was only threatening me to test my resolve. However, the pressure and pain I felt in my shoulder clearly communicated the fact that this was not a joke.
ごめん。
No! Oh! The pain was already making me break out in a cold sweat, so I clenched my teeth in preparation for the real pain that was coming up. I felt the taste of dirt in my mouth and saliva running down my chin as she rubbed my face in the ground. Makoto grabbed my arm like a lever and... Is it over? Hello? A small voice. Oh, a childlike voice. Makoto? I quietly muttered, with my face still in the dirt. Are you happy now?
全然。
I thought she might be crying, but her voice was still holding steady, only slightly trembling. Anyway, just let me go. Without a word, the pressure on my arm and back disappeared. I had a pain in my neck about 7 times worse than when I slept it on it wrong, but Makoto had, as always, paid careful heed not to seriously injure me. I stood up and turned my gaze to her. I tried to call out Makoto's name, but then I was struck silent. Makoto's gaze was directed at the ground as she gnashed her teeth.
なんで演技だって分かったの。時計を見せて瞬間移動も使って自分でも頭に血が上っちゃってて最後は結構本気だったよ。
I wasn't entirely sure. I rubbed my shoulder as I responded. But would you believe me if I told you it's because I trusted you? Oh!
レイ君はそんなに諦めがいい性格じゃないと思う。
I guess so. The slightest grin crept onto my face. Just like I understood Makoto, she also understood me. At the very beginning and very end, I almost fell for it. But if you really were just acting on raw emotion, then there were two things that wouldn't have seemed right.
何？
If you really only wanted to get rid of the Crow's watch instead of all this, you would have teleported in my room while I was sleeping. So that made me think, you really must have been testing my resolve. The only thing I didn't expect was how Makoto put so much pressure on my arm that she probably could have broken it for real. Under the influence of Loki's watch, it's harder to determine what's safe.
レイ君が
Hmm?
レイ君がクロちゃんの時計の力を使ってなかったら本気で折るつもりだったの。
Ooh, well, I see. If she thought I was able to rewind time by 5 minutes, she really would have done it. That was quite disturbing of a thought. Ooh, if she really had done it, well, I know damn well I would have cried uncle on spot. I wouldn't be able to just brush that off.
もう一つは
Oh, that, right. I wondered for a moment, should I really say this? I felt a little beside myself, but I continued all the same. If you really were acting out on raw emotion, then you wouldn't really be saving me, would you? It'd be more like you'd be trying to claim me for yourself. Ooh.
そっか。そうだね。そりゃそうだ。駆け落ちしてたね。
Yeah, she would have. Then, in spite of her laughing voice, teardrops fell from Makoto's cheeks to the ground. I wanted to hold her close and kiss her, but if I did that right now, it'd be treason. So I just stared down at the ground instead, for a long, long time. A very long
じ
time.
ゃあ今日のレイ君にはさよなら。クロちゃんのこと任せたよ。
She always has been. Makoto said those few words then left. I continued to stand there until the ground upon which her tears had fallen finally dried. Well, all of that happened. This whole time I was wondering, where was Loki's watch this whole time? Because in this timeline it still existed. I was just wondering when it would make its appearance, because I felt like it was coming. Oh boy.